On behalf of the University of Strathclyde, I would like to welcome you all to the Barony Hall for this congregation for the conferment of degrees. This is a day of celebration for you, our graduates, your families and your friends, and indeed for the staff of the university. We extend a particular welcome during our graduation ceremonies to our students who have taken distance learning courses or studied at our overseas hubs. Some of you may be visiting this campus for the very first time, and we're delighted to have you here today. These events are sometimes known as commencement ceremonies as a signal that they mark a beginning rather than the end, and it's in this spirit that we celebrate graduations at Strathclyde. In a few moments, it will be my privilege to cap each graduate. The capping ceremony has ancient roots as a public rite of passage and a mark of achievement. For each of our graduates, it's a sign they are part of a proud tradition of world-changing scholars at Strathclyde, stretching back to the Scottish Enlightenment. I hope you all enjoy the ceremony. I now declare this congregation open and invite Dr. Vina O'Halloran to introduce our honorary graduate, Mr. Jock Brown.
My Lord and Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I have the honour to present for an honorary degree, John Winton Brown. A solicitor by profession, Jock Brown is recognised as a broadcaster, having covered domestic and European football and over 100 internationals, World Cup finals, Scottish Cup finals, league deciders and many more. He's also a sportsman, excelling at football and at golf, and he is the driving force behind the innovative and highly successful Children's University in Scotland. Jock was born in Kilmarnock and attended the former Hamilton Academy between 1958 and 1964, where he played in the school's football teams. He later graduated in law from Sydney Sussex College in Cambridge. He is a Cambridge University football blue and captained the university football team to victory against Oxford at Wembley, a great achievement of which he is rightly proud. After graduating in English law at Cambridge in 1967, Jock spent 5 years as a journalist at the Sunday Post and Glasgow Herald newspapers, an experience he describes as the University of Life. He qualified as a solicitor in Scotland in 1975 and then embarked upon a 40-year career in the legal profession, which culminated at Brodie's LLP, Scotland's largest Indigenous law firm, where he was a partner until 2010 and a consultant until his retirement in 2016. Jock was also a television and radio football commentator for over 40 years, commenting on sport, principally football, for the BBC, Scottish Television, NTL, ITV on Digital, Setanta Sport, BT Vision and Sky Sports. He covered domestic and European football and over 100 internationals, including the finals of World Cups and European Championships. Jock served as general manager at Celtic Football Club in 1997 and 1998, a time he describes as his sabbatical. He later wrote a book about his time there called Celtic Minded, 510 Days in Paradise. But Jock has contributed much more beyond his professional life. After a gap of 45 years, he met his successor as captain of the Cambridge University Football Club, Dr. Sandy Bradbrook, who turned out to be chairman of Children's University, based in Manchester. Children's University recognises achievement and celebrates learning that takes place out with normal school hours, before and after school and at lunchtimes, weekends and during holidays. The objectives are to raise aspirations, boost achievement and encourage a love of learning. Children aged 5 to 14 gain credits for taking part in activities such as after-school clubs, drama groups, sports teams, learning experiences at museums, parks and community centres. Once he heard about it, Jock resolved to bring Children's University to Scotland. The Scottish charity was formed in 2013 and Jock became chairman of the Board of Trustees of Children's University Scotland. He also became a trustee of Children's University in England. To both these roles, he brought a wealth of experience in law, business, and in communications. He approached our principal, Professor Sir Jim MacDonald, who was equally enthused by the idea, and thus Strathclyde University became the originating university partner. Our Glasgow Children's University was the first to be established in Scotland under the umbrella of Children's University Trust Scotland. And at our most recent graduation, which took place only last month, we had a fantastic celebration of learning, achievement, and engagement in extracurricular activities. 224 pupils aged between 5 and 14 donned gowns and mortarboards to celebrate their learning achievements here at the Barony Hall. Children's University Scotland now has more than 9,000 passport holders and over 1,200 learning destinations across Scotland. It partners with 12 local authorities and a number of universities, principally the University of Strathclyde. It also works collaboratively with Young Scot, Children in Scotland, and in 2018 with the Scottish Youth Parliament to promote the opportunity for children to become ambassadors for the Year of Young People. Over 8,000 young people across Scotland have graduated from the Children's University in Scotland, and this is thanks to Jock's vision, his persuasion, and sheer determination to make it happen. Jock stepped down as chairman in March 2019 and passed the baton on to his successor. For a man who has achieved so much in public life, he is in fact quite a shy person. He's a trusted and valued friend and a loving and wise father and grandfather. We are delighted to be joined today by two of Jock's 3 daughters, Gillian and Lindsay, and by all 8 of his grandchildren, 5 granddaughters and 3 grandsons, and by his friends. Welcome to you all. In a long and successful career, Jock has been a journalist, a solicitor, a broadcast sports commentator, a general manager of a football club, and a chairman of Children's University in Scotland. But most of all, he is an all-round good citizen, a warm and big-hearted man, and a true gentleman. My Lord and Chancellor, in recognition of his contribution to society, it is with great pleasure that I ask you to confer upon John Winton Brown the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
Wait for that thing to die down, and then I'll say something. I create you Doctor of the University, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, fellow graduands, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today and to receive this honour. I accept it with many colleagues in mind who have contributed to my being here. Dr. O'Halloran, Bina, thank you for your very kind and generous words. And to those of you who are also receiving your degrees today, my congratulations on your success. I'm delighted to share this special occasion with you, your families, your friends, and all of whom deserve special praise for their part in what you've achieved. My award came as a big surprise to me. I trust that yours did not. You should feel proud today of yourselves and of your university, this outstanding university. It's your day. Enjoy it. You've earned it. 52 years ago this month, I received my undergraduate degree from the United Kingdom's other outstanding university, Cambridge. It was a huge moment for a boy brought up in Orchard Street in Hamilton who attended the local school and couldn't see why he couldn't aim high. And the University of Strathclyde, in its current guise, wasn't available then. You've heard a little of how my life has panned out since then. I've been fortunate to enjoy a fulfilling career in the law, in journalism, and in the world of sport. working with countless outstanding colleagues, and to have the privilege and bonus of travelling the world commentating in football matches, especially in the days when Scotland qualified for major tournaments. As Dr. O'Halloran has pointed out, it's now 7 years since I stumbled across the wonderful concept of Children's University and determined to launch it in Scotland. We know it as CU. The CU experience provides children with limitless, exciting learning opportunities. It's designed to make each child feel valued and imbued with self-esteem. There are no exams. They are encouraged to believe that learning is a lifelong activity to be relished and enjoyed. The CU objective is to be available to all children, but especially those who need it most. By the age of 18, only 9% of a child's waking life is spent in the classroom. That leaves 91% of time available for additional learning opportunities. It required only that short meeting mentioned by Dr. O'Halloran for the principal to appreciate and anticipate CU's value to the children of Glasgow. His foresight was absolutely crucial. Every other university in Scotland, happily, is now following Strathclyde's lead in becoming engaged in the project so that children all over Scotland now benefit. I sincerely hope that many of our CU graduates go on to share our privilege of enjoying a university education. Fellow graduands, you all know more now than you did when you arrived here about your subject, about people, about yourselves, about life, how to enjoy learning, to think critically, and to value knowledge. While you are here, you will have shaped your views, set your values, made use of the many inspiring people and wonderful facilities that the university has provided. You'll have made strong ties to people, even made friends for life. These are important connections, the beginnings of a vital network. I hope you'll be good alumni too. Be positive ambassadors for the University of Strathclyde. Rather than let your degree define you as you go forward, let it inspire you. Value the importance of using your skills and experience to benefit the community at large, to form, maintain, and nurture relationships, and to restore open-minded thinking and compassion in a world now increasingly beset by intolerance, self-interest, and aggression. I know you'll be excited about your own futures. You leave here today with so much more than a degree. Education is a transformational experience in every way, and it doesn't end now. So I hope you'll continue to learn as much as you can about yourselves and how to make your contribution different and valuable. By being yourselves, by being authentic, that is how you will make a difference. Thank you, Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor, for your support in bestowing on me this great honour and for giving me another opportunity to continue my association with this great university. I accept it, not only on my own behalf, but also on behalf of Children's University. And I accept it with humility, gratitude, and pride. Thank you.
My Lord and Chancellor, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Business Administration for research in the Department of Hunter Centre for Entrepreneurship, Loziwe Leslie Moyo. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for research in the Department of Accounting and Finance, Stiliani Penetsidou. For research in the Department of Economics, Anastasia Christina Charalampidou. For research in the Department of Management Science, Kristen Stanwyck-Barnes. For research in the Department of Strategy and Organisation, Rory Tracy. For research in the Department of Work, Employment and Organisation, Linda Jane Buchan. William John McCon Palfreman. Anne Rinda Wanja Induini. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Alkarni Rahaf Awad M. Agnes Ifukamili Mayoro. Ali Raza Mustafa. Kian Wen Wang. In International Accounting and Finance, Chatsi Dimitriou Evangelos. Yi Wei Zhao. Min Nguyen Hu. Sihan Wang. Chun Zhang. Hannah Victoria Elizabeth Yui Zhang. Zhu Ya Zhang. In International Banking and Finance, Benish Amir. In Investment and Finance, Zhang Tai Wen. In Finance and Management, Tik Lun Chung. In Economics and Finance, Cameron Joseph Nelson. Mehdi Sunda. In Human Resource Management, Lucy Charlotte Brown. In International Human Resource Management, Martina Carlotta. In Operational Research, Danis Komiakov. In Business Analysis and Consulting, Halil Altinkwaglu. Greta Anto Marlin. Scott Bentley. Georges Chatsipetkos. Guo Ji Cheng. Juliet Nkuru Chira. Chao Chi Kin. Denise Cronenberg. Konstantinos Frementitis. Johannes Fürst. Georgios Ganaios. Gianluca Maria Ghedini. Gu Zhang Hong. Mark Gweldener. Haralambos Alexia. Celine Flore Hun. Katerina Kashchenko. Maria Kalesidou. Adeline Kretz. Scott Malcolm McDougall. Ahmed Median. Nur ul Huda Zulfikar Mughal. William Murray. Tom Nimmo. Teodora Ogechi Okwarazoro. Marshall Peter. Khosrow Sahale. Elise Anna Alexandra Setter. Athanasios E. Sklavenitis. Zeferino Martin Suarez. Andrew Morrison Sport. Mina Vensislavova Stoyanova. Brigitta Vago. Varvitsiotis Yanis. In Project Management International, Mohamed Fida Karim Fakir Al-Balushi. Carlos Adolfo Aponte Toro. Caterina Maria Gabrielle Boller. Badr Chauki. Tim Paulus Bernardus de Bruin. Sandra Asteria Bernice Ferreira. Anastasia Galitsina. Sabrina Haas. Mohamed Hawar Ismail. Mariam Alejandra Mallorca D'Onofrio. Irina Protasova. Tseng Yu Chen. Jan Wolfhard Lehmann. Andrea Zaffini. In data analytics, Nadia Akhtar. Suzanne Beath. Belisiotis Konstantinos. Christina Christofi. Socrates Dimitrios Chronopoulos. Jun Phai Samin Fong. Mei Ji Go. Georges Karantzis. Kieran Kyle. Mark Rizzo. Rebecca Charlotte Robertson. Velimati Suka. Vasileos Stamatis. Kartikaravin Trichi Jayasankar. In tourism marketing management, Hani Atiahala B. Alyubi. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Marketing, Vasileos Ethimou. Emilia Higgins. Katie Allison McLean. Stuart Anderson. Magdalena Boycheva. Rachel Elizabeth Brown. Catherine Bunch. Rebecca Ann Clark. Simona Colucci. Lindsay Gale Cowens. Bianca Crawford. Julia Edgar. Lauren Edwards. Zoe Evans. Shannon Faint. Nicholas Faulkner. Lauren Margaret Elizabeth Friel. Kirsty Louise Gordon. Holly Hamilton. Harrison Andrew John Hill. Anastasia Diana Invereri. Thomas James Johnston. Ivan Leonidov Kochev. Amy Kravchuk. Erin Lindsay. Jack Kieran Anthony McKenna. Rachel Rowan Mackenzie. Jacqueline McQuaid. Antonia Mary Moss. James Ogilvie. Samuel Philp. Samuel McGill Peary. Ailey Reid. Finlay Lachlan Shear. Leo Siebert. Campbell Stephen. Abigail Amy Stevenson Duckworth. Rachel Taylor. Joe Philip Thadathil. Beatrice Tozzi. Charles Wagner. Sarah Coakley. Hannah Coombs. Nicole Daly. Danielle Douglas. Pamela McCorgray. Abtian Rader. Chantel Redmond. Carrie Sinclair. Anne-Marie Tervitt. Yu Jun Yao. Gaurika Dinka Rai. In Marketing and Business Enterprise, Sebastian Clement Atanasov. Lewis Galbraith Harley. Alan Avs R. Riam Bonanza. Fraser Pratt. In Marketing and Business Law, Sarah Murtada Ali Al-Lawati. Yunus Mohammed Hafiz. Mohammed Ahmed Hassan. Bilal Ahmed. In Marketing and Economics, Vary Taylor Cameron. Caroline Urmscher. Ashley Margot MacArthur. Fiona Ann Smith. Sam Alexander Cleland. Matthew Joshua Ross. Megan Francis Sorry. In Marketing and Finance, Inez Lucia Di Pelletti. Nellie Lau. Molly Marie Semple. Mihaela Valentinova Valkanova. In Marketing and Hospitality and Tourism Management, Victoria Jane Graham. Callum James McFarlane Barrow. Christina Gabriela Tanasi. In Marketing and Human Resource Management, Linda Johansson. Joshua Matthew Degg. Roxanne Downey. Rebecca Fullerton. Stephanie Gibson. Emily Rose McKenzie. Lucy Rachel Galloway Shaw. Dominic Andrew Woods. In Marketing and Management, Adam Atri. Callum Paul. Paula Clark. Kendall Abigail Edwards. Chloe Ann McNeely. Ashley Roseanne Elizabeth Murdoch. Melissa Murphy. In Marketing and Psychology, Anna Sabrina Rison. Safira Margaret Zafar Hashim. Stephanie Hill. Chiara Manarino. Martin Robin Park. Katinka Popescu. Leah MacDonald-Press. In Human Resource Management and Marketing, Olivia Yule.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, but most of all, our graduates, as we can now call you, it's a real pleasure to welcome you here to the Barony Hall, one of the jewels in Strathclyde's crown. I'd like to begin my address today by congratulating you, our graduates, once again on your academic achievements. Your hard work has paid off. It's been recognised in front of your families, the friends, the staff who taught and supported you here during your time. We know just how much work you've put in to be here today, and you can all feel justifiably proud. All of you have displayed determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort. All of you have taken a huge step toward realising your dreams, and today, in these magnificent surroundings, we celebrate your achievements. Well done. In just a few minutes' time, you'll be asked to join the academic procession as it makes its way down the aisle. This invitation symbolises the fact you're no longer students, you're full members of the academic community of Strathclyde. It's an important moment for you all. The class of 2019 is graduating at a time of considerable global change in Scotland, in the UK, and internationally. There's no question that challenges lie ahead for all of us. But as a member of the Strathclyde family, you belong to a large and ever-growing worldwide community which has a shared ethos of tolerance and understanding and a desire to make a positive difference. So whatever dreams you're pursuing in life, remember you possess the most valuable assets anyone can have in today's world. You have knowledge, the ability to innovate, and the capacity to use your talents for the good of society. And as graduates of a socially progressive university, you have a competitive advantage, having been equipped with the skills, the know-how, and the life experience to positively influence and shape the world around you. You know, in Scotland, we're fortunate in having a higher education system that's the envy of the world. Our country rightly invests in education for all. Education broadens the mind. It creates opportunities for individuals and for societies. And as Strathclyders, we carry a sense of duty to use what we've learned wisely and for the good of others. The desire to make a positive impact in the world comes very naturally to graduates of this university. We only have to look to the achievements of those who've gone before us for inspiration. To John Anderson, our founder, who established this university for the good of mankind. To the missionary and explorer David Livingstone. To John Logie Baird and Lord Reith, whose work in television brought us visual marvels that they could hardly have dreamt of. And in the present day, we look to Dame Eilish Angiolini, a pioneer in Scottish justice, as the country's first female Solicitor General and later its first female Lord Advocate. To Baroness Helen Liddell, former Secretary of State for Scotland and UK High Commissioner to Australia. To Baroness Annabel Goldie, former MSP and leader of the Scottish Conservatives. And to Sir Tom Hunter, philanthropist and one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Scottish history. Now, I'm sure you'll have received lots of advice on how to make the best of your lives. Some of it you will rightly ignore. Some of it will stick with you. But you know, most of it you're going to have to learn for yourselves. To reach this point in your lives today, each of you will have travelled a different journey. For some, the path will have been relatively easy, for others, much more difficult. But I'm certain of one thing: none of you would be here without the active support of your family, supporters, and friends. They've picked you up when you've been down, they've encouraged you when you needed it, and they're here to support you once again today, proudly watching as you cross the stage with broad smiles, the odd tear, and a couple of piercing yells during the parade. They're celebrating today with pride because you carry with you their hopes and dreams, their confidence that you can make this a better world. For the past half hour or so, their applause has rung in your ears. I'd like now to invite our graduates to show their appreciation for the support of their family, supporters, and friends. Well done. Now, we will actively keep in touch with you through our alumni and communications teams, and I would ask you too to please keep in touch with us. We'd love to hear about your achievements as you progress through your lives and careers, and we look forward to hearing from you again. The advice and guidance given by our alumni help to provide the first-class education and student experience that you had at Strathclyde. I now ask that you think of those who are following in your footsteps. I touched earlier on some of the key figures who've helped to create the University of Strathclyde. You can tell a lot about the values of an organisation by looking at its roots. Strathclyde traces its lineage back to 1796, when Anderson brought it into being. It was the only Scottish university founded in the Enlightenment and embodying Enlightenment principles of reason, tolerance, and equality. Anderson believed in useful learning, and his commitment to taking knowledge and using it for the greater good is the motivating force which gives Strathclyde its momentum today. In many ways, he was ahead of his time. He was advocating in the 18th century the education of both men and women and of all classes. Today, this vision is as important as ever. It's a socially progressive university. We want our students' talent to be developed to the highest level and the talent pool to be just as wide as it possibly can be. We now have targets for recruiting students from disadvantaged areas where historically few people have stayed in education after leaving school. We have met and indeed exceeded these targets, enhancing our diverse and vibrant student community. We have many initiatives aimed at ensuring that ability and willingness to learn, and not personal circumstances, determine access to university. We are, and always will be, an international university. Our staff and student community is drawn from more than 100 nations, and we have alumni and partners on every continent. This ensures our outlook, knowledge, and experience are broad. It's exactly the shape a successful university should be. We're a place of innovation, seeking breakthroughs which will address the most urgent challenges facing the world today. New and effective medicines, purposeful approaches to tackling climate change, new technologies to meet the imperatives of a rapidly changing world, manufacturing techniques for in-demand products, informing policy that addresses public needs and makes for thriving, just societies, and offering much-needed insight into complex political, economic, and social issues. All of this, our groundbreaking research, our first-class teaching, our productive relationships with our external partners, goes into the experience we offer our students. And as a result, we've produced over the years many highly qualified, high-caliber graduates. Many are joining them here today, and some have already taken their places in their chosen professions. And we continually strive to enhance that student experience, investing in our campus, creating facilities like the recently opened Strathclyde Sport Building to support the fitness, health and well-being of our staff, students and the wider community. And we have the great pleasure of welcoming another inspirational figure, Olympic rowing gold medalist Dame Catherine Granger, to carry out the official opening. Many of you will also have helped shape the plans for our under construction learning and teaching hub at the very heart of our campus through your feedback and ideas. This building will be the new base for our Students' Association, and will have all the facilities our students need to get the best from their time here. Thank you all for helping to create this important legacy. And so too has it been a year to celebrate for the faculty. A study by Dr. Samuel Mwara led to a report commissioned by the Federation of Small Businesses, which showed that 1 in 10 smaller businesses are led by an immigrant entrepreneur, and that these firms alone contribute more than £13 million per annum to the Scottish economy. The Business School has launched a financial technology entrepreneurship programme in association with Strathclyde Entrepreneurial Network. That programme encourages the development of early stage innovative-driven fintech businesses by providing money and in-kind support, masterclasses, and a dedicated mentor. And a study led by Dr. Itamar Megiddo in the Department of Management Science into the value of having an effective antibiotic to mitigate pandemic influenza found that it could be beneficial to withhold widespread use of some new antibiotics until an outbreak of a major pandemic, as it could confer greater value in terms of lives saved, hospitalisations averted, and stress in the economy. And a study by the Fraser of Allender Institute found that the reduction in drink driving limit in Scotland has had little effect on the level of deaths and accidents on the road. The findings do not suggest that previous limit reductions had not been effective, only that the most recent reduction had not had a material impact on road safety. The Business School programme Breaking Barriers won the Youth Employment Award at the Herald Diversity Awards. The innovative partnership between Enable Scotland, SBS and Scottish Power means that young people with learning disabilities can achieve an accredited qualification and gain real work experience. That is why our graduates are so highly prized by employers looking to recruit the best talent to drive their organisations forward. That is why world-class companies are investing in Strathclyde. That is why we're leading research in energy, in health, manufacturing, technology, business and policy, and are providing new recruits to many professions, including healthcare, engineering, business, teaching, and law. Our success is in no small part due to the collective talent, effort, and commitment of our staff, the 3,900 colleagues who are pulling together to deliver one vision, a leading international technological university. Like me, they are very proud of your achievements. I know that the class of 2019 will demonstrate the power of useful learning. I know that you will make your dreams a reality, and I know you will make a difference to the world in which we all live. Thank you. I now declare closed this congregation for the conferment of degrees. I would like to invite our graduates to join the academic procession. Would family and friends please stay behind until the procession has left the building, and then join us in the Lord Todd for refreshments. It's a beautiful day outside. We'll be out in the garden in the Lord Todd. For those of you who don't visit Glasgow very often, this is normal weather for us. Aye, right, as they say in Glasgow. Please be upstanding.